It's preview time for the 2019 German Grand Prix. Round 11 of the 2019 season takes us back to Hockenheim, a track which over the last few seasons has dipped in and out of the calendar. We did have it last season in 2018 and what a race it was. Changing conditions, started dry. Lewis Hamilton in qualifying had such a difficult day. His car broke down and started P14. Sebastian Vettel was on pole, but as we all know, that incredible GIF, the incredible meme of 2018, Sebastian Vettel crashing out from the lead of his home Grand Prix. Hamilton from 14th went through, took the victory, and at the time, going into that race, to be honest with you, it was Vettel looking like he was the driving force in the championship, and really, last year in Hockenheim, that race was the catalyst, I would say anyway, for Hamilton's domination almost for the rest of the season. We come into the race this year with things, well, they've panned out a little bit differently this season, haven't they? Mercedes, world-class form. Lewis Hamilton winning 7 of the 10 races. Mercedes picking up another 1-2 last time out, with Hamilton winning at his home Grand Prix in Silverstone. Can Sebastian Vettel take his and Ferrari's first win of the season and take his first home win in Hockenheim? He's never won at Hockenheim, Sebastian Vettel. He's won the German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring, but not at Hockenheim. But this is also a special race for Mercedes. 125 years in motorsport. It's also their 200th Formula 1 Grand Prix, and they're sporting a new livery, which I don't know. I'm not a big fan of, to be totally honest with you. It's definitely better on the track than just still and in still images, but I'm not 100% digging it. So I'd love to know your thoughts of the Mercedes livery in the comment section below. And while you're seeing some of the practice results on your screen right now, that's the top 10 from FP1, I just wanted to take the time just to quickly say, I'm still not sure what I've titled this, but I may have titled this Practice Report. And the reason for this is that next time in Hungary, and certainly through the summer break when I do some changes to the channel and for the rest of the season, I'm going to do the practice report and the weekend preview and predictions in separate videos. A few people have asked that they've come to the preview is what we've called this video so far this year, and last year people have come to this video expecting to see track statistics, I suppose hot laps, best overtaking spots, things like that I haven't particularly been able to give you in these because I'm trying to focus on practice. So there's a bit of a conflict of interest, I suppose, but I also think to myself, well, let's just do it in 2 separate videos. I sometimes find myself rushing in these preview videos, so why not do a preview and predictions earlier on in the week, and then we can do the real nitty-gritty stuff, which I think I prefer, to be honest with you, trying to learn things from practice, which again, we can't always do, but I just like looking at numbers and having statistics and things like that to back up, I suppose, ideas and things like that. So that's the plan for Hungary. So in Hungary, you'll have your preview video, your practice video, your qualifying video, and your race video. That's a lot. We'll test it out in Hungary and go from there. But this weekend, just like last time out, there'll be no qualifying report. I'm not at the race this time, sadly enough, but I'm at work, sadly. And I know, on a qualifying day, absolutely gutted. But on your screen right now, you are seeing the top 10 in FP1, and it was quite an eventful session, to be honest with you, starting with K-Mag himself. Haas coming into this weekend, plenty of rumours from both drivers, and if you managed to catch my video earlier on in the week, I don't think either of them are outshining the other one when you really boil it down and look at the statistics, but that was what we focused on last week, so we won't talk about that here. But both drivers showed up to Germany, which definitely put a smile on a lot of people's faces, I think, because I think there's some people, including myself, that if you're going to make a change, do it in the summer break. That being said, they still opted to go with 2 different car setups for their drivers. Magnussen running what we'll call the new setup, Grosjean running the Australia specs. So questions whether Haas could really perform this weekend, they did. They did, and it was a Ferrari 1-2, as the FP2 results come up now. But in FP1, Ferrari taking a 1-2. This is a track which should suit their car, I think, quite well in sectors 1 and 2. Hamilton, only 3 tenths behind in the first practice session in third. P5 was Bottas, P6 was Gasly. Carlos Sainz still proving that McLaren is a very, very solid package this year in P7. Grosjean P8 and Stroll P9. That's pretty mad. And in the first practice, it was Ricciardo rounding out the top 10. You've just been watching the top 10 from FP2. So as you can see, it's Ferrari once again 1-2 in practice 2. But it's this time Charles Leclerc who went fastest overall. And his lap had traffic. So he could have gone quicker in that session. But again, a whole host of drivers could have gone quicker all weekend. Traffic seems to be quite an issue at this circuit. Hamilton and Bottas third and fourth. They were actually quickest than Mercedes in the first and third sector, so I thought Ferrari would be pretty nifty in that first sector, but Mercedes seemed to be doing a pretty strong job, and in that third sector look absolutely mighty. For the race, however, the fact that Ferrari are so far ahead in the second sector, that's where most of the overtaking opportunities are, so that might bring good omens to them in the race. Verstappen P5, 6 tenths off Leclerc's time, only just behind Bottas, but Red Bull, well, we'll talk about them a little bit more in a moment, not looking super quick this weekend. I'm not too surprised by that. Again, this is, I would call it a power circuit. Sector 3 not so much, but I think especially Sector 1 and 2. So Verstappen, I'm not expecting miracles from him this weekend, but he's proved this year, even when the car isn't at his best, he's been able to get podiums, he's been able to get big points. Gasly, well, big crash. Not big points, big crash already. The last corner with only 10 minutes to go of FP2. Big smash, just lost it turning into the wall on the outside of the circuit. That is not, I mean, look at Silverstone. Finally, he was getting a bit of pace. Seemed to have found his mojo with the car, but no. Gasly throwing it away, and I just hope he can get a good result because, like I say, after Silverstone, it was looking super rosy, but if we get closer and closer to the summer break and he's not performing, then he could get back into this headspace where a switch may be made, but nothing yet, and it's only practice. It's only Friday, guys. I mean, come on, let's calm down a little bit. Grosjean P6, Stroll P7, I don't know what those two are doing, getting these results this weekend. But if Stroll, I mean, he's got an awful record of not getting out of Q1. Looks very likely he could do it this weekend in Germany. It also looks very likely that Grosjean, using his Australia car, the first car of the season, could not only outqualify Magnussen, but could get into Q3. Madness. Absolutely madness. The final three in the top 10 for FP2 were Raikkonen, Hülkenberg and Perez. Those three all super close. But in FP3, Perez in P10 just a second away from Charles Leclerc. So it looks like Hockenheim, a track which I quite like, could actually provide some pretty close racing. And you've seen on screen for a moment, again, you know, we said at the beginning of the video, there's not enough time, I feel, in these preview videos and predictions. So I'll look forward to the change next time out. And again, apologies, I said this last week. Bit of a cold at the moment, so if I'm a bit nasally, or more nasally than normal, apologies. But my predictions on screen, I've gone with the Charles Leclerc pole position. He seems to be quick, and at the moment seems to be the driver out of the two Ferraris that's been able to hook that lap up together, something he wasn't able to do at the beginning of the year. Seems to have picked that up now. Hamilton, I mean, I want to believe this is going to be Ferrari's weekend. You can see who I've put for my race winner. I want to believe this will be almost the catalyst this year for Ferrari's comeback. Unlikely, Dan, I know. I should probably slap myself in the face for even thinking those thoughts at this stage of the season, but we can still hope just that little bit longer. I've gone with Hamilton P2 because even though he's not been on his best form, I think, this season on a Saturday, you always can hope and predict he's going to do the job. But in the race, I've gone with the Sebastian Vettel win. Bear in mind, ever since that crash in Germany last year, he's only won one race, and that came a couple of races later in Belgium. Hasn't won since then, so it's a pretty bold claim. But I've gone with a Vettel win, Hamilton P2, Leclerc P3. I just have this funny feeling, a little bit like last time in Silverstone, we could see potentially Hamilton and Leclerc fighting it out and Vettel potentially gaining from a different strategy. So that's going to be really fun to play out. But that was my preview for the German Grand Prix. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Who's going to win? Who's going to be on pole? And what are your predictions? And that's something I'd like to do as well in the future, is get you guys involved a little bit more. So in that preview video, I'm going to ask for your predictions, and then when we talk about practice, I'm going to share some of my favourite predictions from the audience. But that's been your preview for the 2019 German Grand Prix. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you've got this far. I'd like to think you've enjoyed, and if you haven't subscribed, then that'd be awesome. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.